Hi everyone, welcome to Knowledge Center. In a competitive exams, there will be one simple and important topic on which regular questions will be asked. That is the train. If you want to solve that kind of questions, you need to be very well known about the formulas of the train. So in this video, I am going to give you a complete formulas which will be useful for you to crack the problems regarding the train. So here we go with the some of the basic formulas of train. So in the train, the very important thing is to identify the speed of a train. So the formula for that is the speed of train can be given as a total distance covered by the train divided by the time taken to cover it. This is already we discussed in the time, distance and speed concept. So we use some of the basic formulas which we already used in the time, distance and speed. To get that video, you can go through the description. There I have provided the link of time, distance and speed. So in the similar concept, we have another formula related to relative speed. If there are two trains moving in the same direction as shown here, say there are two trains and both are moving in the same direction. If that is the case, the relative speed between those two trains will be given as the difference of their individual speed. You can look into this formula here. The relative speed is given as u minus v, whereas u is the speed of one train in kilometer per hour and v is the speed of the other train. And here the difference of that speed will be considered as the relative speed. You need to highlight on one concept here, that is the direction. Relative speed is nothing but that is the difference between these two speed if the direction of these two are same. If the both trains are moving in the same direction, then you can take the relative speed as u minus v if u is greater than v. If v is greater than u, then you can take it as v minus u. Okay. Similarly, if both the trains are moving in opposite directions with a speed of u and v, then see if this is the case, both the trains are moving in opposite direction, means they are moving towards each other. The directions are opposite. Then the relative speed can be given as the summation of individual speed, that is u plus v. Here need not to find out whether u is greater or v is greater, because we are adding, it doesn't matter. Okay. So the relative speed of two trains, if they are moving in opposite direction, will be the summation of individual speed, that is u plus v. Now if I consider the time, say there is a train with x meters long is passing a signal or a pole or a man standing over there, is equal to the time taken by the train to cover x meters. Means the time taken by a train to cover the distance of x meter will be same if there is a man standing in front of a train and the train has to pass him, then it will take the same time, because the man or a pole or a signal post will not have any length, any distance. So the time taken remains same as x meters. Whereas if the time taken by train x meters long in passing a stationary object of length y meters is equal to the time taken by the train to cover x plus y meters. It means very simple. Say the train length is of x meters and there is a station, its length is of y meters. The time taken by x meter is t, means then the time taken to cover this travel this station will be x plus y, means the time taken for x and the time taken for covering this y both has to be added. Okay. So then only we get the time taken by train to cover x plus y meters. So if in simple words I will clarify it, if a train is passing a particular person or a standing pole which does not have any length, then the time taken to cover the length of the train will be same as the time taken to cover the length and even to cross the pole. If there is a station which is having some length of y, then the time taken is going to be different. That is what it means. Now let's see, if there are two trains moving, then at what time they are going to cross each other. Say, look at the statement here. If the length of two trains is given as A and B, length are different here, and the trains are moving in opposite directions with speeds U and V. So speed is also different, and they are moving in opposite direction. So when they are moving in opposite direction, the relative speed will be summation of the individual speed. Then the time taken to cover by trains to cross each other will be given as the total distance, that is A plus B, by the speed, relative speed. The relative speed is nothing but U plus V, because both trains are in opposite direction. So the time taken will be given as the total length A plus B by the total speed. Okay. In the same case, if the trains are moving in same direction, that's the one slight change here. In exam they may ask even like this. There are two trains with the length of A and B, and both are moving with the speed of U and V, but in same direction. If they are moving in same direction, then also the formula remains. The basic formula is simple. Time taken by trains to cross each other will be the total length by the relative speed. So total length is A plus B, but relative speed is going to change as U minus V, because they are moving in the same direction. So in the earlier case it was opposite direction, so the relative speed was U plus V. Now it is going to become U minus V. So that is how you need to remember the things. Okay. So on this topic you will get most of the questions. If the train A is moving with certain speed and B is moving with certain speed, at what time they are going to cross each other, then you can use this kind of a formula. So now let's take one more interesting concept here on which the questions may occur regarding the trains. If two trains of equal length and different speed take T1 and T2 time to cross a pole. So say there are two trains of equal lengths are same, but they are moving in a different speed, at a different speed, and they take time T1 and T2 to cross a pole. So there is a pole, this train will take a different time, and even this train will take a different time, so we have mentioned it as T1 and T2. Then the time taken by them to cross each other, so the train has to cross each other if the train is moving in opposite direction, if they are moving in opposite direction. So what would be the time taken by both the train to cross each other? Okay, so now it sounds something related to the previous one, but here they have given the information with respect to the other pole. There is a pole and they are taking some time to cross this pole, that is T1, and this train is taking a time T2 to cross this pole. If that is the case, then at what time they are going to take to cross each other? Okay, so that can be given as 2 into time T1 into time T2 by summation or relative time. Okay, relative time here is T2 plus T1. It is plus because they are moving in opposite direction, both are moving in opposite direction. So with respect to time they have given, so you need to consider this formula if the statement is something like this. So you should be very thorough and careful while solving the problems. You read the statements properly and use the formula accordingly. Okay. So now similarly, if two trains of equal lengths and different speeds take T1 and T2 time to cross a pole, then the time taken by them to cross each other, if the train is moving in the same direction, is so and so, that is 2 T1 T2 by relative speed. So relative speed is what now? T2 minus T1, because they are moving in the same direction. You can observe the video over there. They are moving in the same direction. So T2, if T2 is greater, then you will take T2 minus T1. If T1 is greater, you will change it as T1 minus T2. But relative speed is difference of the individual speed. If the direction, it depends on the direction. If it is same direction, relative speed will be the difference of individual speed. If it is the opposite direction, then the relative speed will be the summation of the individual speed. That point you need to concentrate on. Now next formula is something like this. They may ask even this kind of a questions. If two trains start at the same time, so both are starting at point A and point B, both are starting at same time. So okay, from two different points A and B, and they are passing towards each other, and after crossing they take T1 and T2 hours in reaching B and A respectively. Then A speed is to B speed. The ratio of A and B speed will be square root of T2 is to square root of T1. So let me make it clear. If two trains start at the same time, so starting time is same of both the train. This is going to start at point A, this train is going to start at point B, and they are moving towards each other. Okay, and they cross each other. So this train will cross this train and it has to reach the point A. So after crossing this train, the time taken to reach point A by this train will be T1, and time taken by this train to reach this point B will be T2. So this T1, T2 is the time taken by the trains to reach the opposite point after crossing the opposite train. Okay, if that is the case, then we can take a speed ratio as inverse, because always we have studied in the time, distance and speed that time ratio and speed ratio will be inverse. If time ratio is T1 is to T2, then the speed ratio can be taken as square root of T2 is to square root of T1, right? This is how the A speed and B speed can be obtained using the time. So this is something tricky one. You go through the statement again if it is not clear. I hope it's clear. You can just understand by just recalling it and go it again, because the statements will clarify the concepts very clearly. So now let's take up the two more important formulas, that is about the if two trains leave X and Y stations at time T1 and T2 respectively. So they are leaving the stations, different stations at different time, not at same time. In the previous case it was same time. Now it is they are moving at a different time T1 and T2 respectively, and travel with a speed L and M respectively, different distance. Okay, then the distance from X where two trains meet is, so we can say that both the trains are starting at different time and they are leaving from the different stations, and they are traveling a different length of a speed. They are running at a different speed. Then the distance from X means from one station at where they are going to meet. Where two trains will meet means at what point, at what distance they will meet. That will be the question. So if that is the case, then we can use the formula like this: T2 minus T1, that is the time at which both the trains have started. Okay, T2 minus T1 into product of speed, different speed will be there, so product of speed divided by difference in speed. So this will give you the distance at which both the train will meet each other, means, but the condition is they have to start at a different stations at a different time and a different speed. Okay, then we can find out at what location or at what distance they are going to meet each other. For that we should take a formula as T2 minus T1 into product of speed by difference in speed. Same case here in the 12th formula, but with small change. Let me have that statement here. The average speed of a train without any stoppage is X. Say there is the average speed of train, the train is moving at average speed without any stoppage, and it is X. And with the stoppage it covers the same distance at an average speed of Y. Okay, then rest time per hour can be given as difference in average speed by speed without stoppage. So these are the rare case of questions, but if you feel that your time is not good, then even you may get the questions like this. So I given all possible kind of formulas here, using which you can solve any kind of problems related to train. Okay, I repeat this 12th point again. The average speed of a train without stoppage is X, and with stoppage it is Y. Then you can need to find the rest time. So how many time means per hour, how many minutes or how many seconds it's going to rest. That can be given as difference in the average speed among those two trains divided by speed without stoppage. So I think if the concepts were clear for you guys, you go through this video again to understand the concepts and to note down the formulas. Note down these formulas. These formulas are sufficient to solve the problems on train. So if it is clear, like the video and share it among your friends, sir. If you want to get a new video, I am going to make a new videos on the train concept. If you want to get a notification of that, then subscribe to my channel. Thank you.